Hello, everyone. My name is Ekaterina Kardakova. I'm an opera singer, voice, and public speaking coach. And this is my podcast, The Sound of Success. Today, I have another interesting guest, Ute Haug, who is an ambassador of joy. And I talked to Ute a while ago, and I found so interesting her mindset about how to be happy and how to create your inner happiness in this times of huge transformation and huge changes which are very uncommon for us, and many people get frustrated, stressed, depressed. What is happening around us? How to don't get influenced by all these changes. And that's why I asked Ute to join me on this podcast. Thank you very much for this, because I really love to listen to your story one more time and share your story with my audience, and show that yes, the life is in our hands. We can change it by changing our mindset, by changing our focus. And today we will talk about this. So Ute, thank you very much for joining me for this podcast. How are you today?
Thank you, Ekaterina. It's good to be here. So thank you for the invitation.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm good today. Thank you.
So my first question to you, you have your journey behind you. How actually did you come up with this idea that you would like to change something? You would like to focus on good things to create this joyful life. What's your story?
It's been a long journey and it's still a journey we are on. So all these things do not really happen overnight. Well, they do not happen overnight. Full stop. So for me, it started probably about 10 years ago. Until then, I was just living my life as I was supposed to live my life. At some point, you just grow up. You go to school, you go to university or do a job training, whatever. You just live the life that's lying in front of you, but you don't really think about it because everything works. Everybody around you does the same. Your family is also doing more or less the same stuff. So you don't think about it and everything works all right. So you think until it doesn't. So for me, things changed when my job situation changed. So suddenly I didn't have a job anymore. And so I started to think who I am beside a job, because before everything was actually, how do you say, identified by the job. So I was the job. I just functioned. So it was this thing that I realized, okay, until now in my whole life, I've been functioning such as society, as family, as everybody expected it from me. But was this really me or not? So this was actually the point where the whole process or the transformation actually started.
Mm, interesting. I think that here in Germany, it's the most important thing to have a job and really, how you say, identify yourself with a particular job. But the times are changing. The market, the job market is changing so fast. What um, could you do as a person? For example, many people nowadays have the similar situation like you are. They might be in between two careers, so they would like to change the career, or maybe they're looking for a new job, and ask themselves the same questions which you asked yourself 10 years ago. However, it's so hard to get out from these old habits. Yeah, it's so hard
Yes.
to start this journey. What can a person help to change these habits, or at least give a chance to allow yourself to think different, to notice different things?
You just said it really to the point. You have to allow it yourself. You have to go into yourself, find out about yourself, be aware of yourself, also question yourself. Who are you? Rather than going to the outside, writing another 100 job applications just for the sake of applications, for example. So it's crucial first to find out who you are. Also, what do you need for a job if you want to talk jobs at that moment? So first find out who is the person inside of you. Who is this person? What does this person need? And then from then on, talking about jobs, you can really look for a job that suits your needs as well. So as you said, especially in Germany, the job always has played a crucial role in people's life. But nowadays it's also important that there's a match between the job requirements, and your person, because only then it works. But in order to find out if a job actually suits you, you should better know yourself first. Otherwise, you just don't know how it works. So yeah, that's the questions you have to ask yourself. Be open, be aware that there are still things you actually can be curious to find out about yourself. And don't be shy to ask for help for this, because until then, I was always sure I get my own stuff done. I don't need anybody to be successful. It's just me, and this is it. But it actually helps. It took me quite a while where I would have, well, probably been grateful to have some help, but I wasn't at a point to accept help. So be it, you can start slowly by listening to podcasts such as yours, for example. So I slowly eased into this at a time. Um, that I just looked at podcasts in social media. Nowadays, this whole thing about finding out about yourself is socially more accepted, more acceptable as well than it was that 10 years ago. So this also makes it easier to a certain extent. And then just one step after the other, have some compassion also for yourself and be patient. As I said at the beginning, it just doesn't happen overnight. And even nowadays, there are days like this and other days. So you cannot expect from yourself and from everybody else for that matter that every day is a good day. So, but that's okay as well. You just should find sort of a base layer of contentment from which to operate. So this is something which comes from inside of you and is not dependent on everything that happens on the outside. For example, these days, the political situations, the wars, or during the pandemic, everything COVID related that happened. It was really a frustrating time and a depressing time, and it would have been easy to give in to this. But then again, it goes back to the awareness that actually you cannot really change this situation. Same thing when you wake up in the morning, it's raining outside. Okay, so either you can be upset about it. Does this help stopping the rain? Not really. So you can take the conscious decision at that very point to say, okay, it's raining outside. I can't help it anyway, but I'm going to be happy anyway. Or at least I'm not going to be unhappy because of the rain. So it's just a little mindset trick, which also works to a certain extent for the big things. So, okay, there is war in the world. There is COVID in the world, or was it at the time. But still, go back to yourself, find some gratitude for the little things, and be just a hot coffee in the morning. So for me, my morning routine, my morning rituals are very important. I try to not start with my mobile phone in the morning, but keep the phone out of the bedroom and first ground myself, open the window, get some fresh air. For me, very often it's just also a short run in the morning, and then get my coffee. And before I actually let a bad world from outside into me, because then I already have my groundedness, so to speak, and go out from there and not getting upset already first thing in the morning about things outside, which I can't change at that point anyway. So this is to have a basis. And as I said, of course, it doesn't work the same way. It doesn't work the same way every day. So there are also bad days, or a day where I also get upset because something happens which I don't expect. And you are not in the same frame of mind every day. So you also have to be compassionate for yourself a little bit and cannot expect too much from you. But so this is just juggling everything coming and happening, but being sure of yourself that in some way or another, life's going to go on.
So basically, joy is the choice. But do you have any other routines or tools how or where to start, where a person can start to train this new uh, decision making, to choose to be happy despite all these negative things around us. Do you have any tips or any routines, tools, skills, how to train it, how to train this joy muscle?
Yes, so first thing we said it at the beginning is the awareness for it, and actually to give yourself permission to it, to be open for it. In terms of routines, as I said, for example, morning routine, some meditation, regular meditation can help. This also took me a very long way because just sitting there trying to think nothing, do nothing, it was awful at the beginning. Because suddenly when you try not to think, all thoughts go haywire in your head. But then, hey, that's okay as well. So you just sit there anyway. You don't need to sit there for starters an hour or two. Start with 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And there are so many nice tools, also free tools on the internet. So I use, for example, an app that's called Headspace. So it's become a routine, so a consistent routine, which actually helps to start into the day. So I do it really every day. I've been doing it for 3 years now, every day. It's not every day the same. It's not every day 10 minutes. Sometimes I don't really feel like it. Okay, but I still do it, not for a long time then, but at least I do it. So it's also a commitment to yourself, to show up for yourself, to do something like this. Then it's also important to include not only your mind, but also your body into your routines. You don't need to run around or run marathons like me. But it helps already opening the window in the morning, stand there and take a conscious breath. Just breathing the fresh air, get some oxygen into the system. And just, yeah, offer yourself or allow yourself 2 minutes standing there without already having everything else from the day passing through your mind. So it's really these little things. Or treat yourself to an ice cream, for example, during the day. Just a little thing, a conscious decision. Okay, I'm going to do something good for me now. So yeah, I think most people listening to this podcast as well, they mostly have the basics of life covered. So you have hot water, you have enough to eat, and also have a feeling of actual gratitude for these little things also helps because your body, the neurochemistry as well, cannot really differentiate about things that actually are and things that you actually think. So whatever you think
Or imagine, right?
already already makes your body feel good.
Mhm.
Well, if it's positive thoughts. So this is why the little things already help.
Interesting. So basically to figure out for yourself what makes you happy through these small things and create a routine, right?
Yes.
How you can like for example in the opera we warm up the voice before we go to the stage. This is exactly you warm up your body and mind when you wake up and you tune into this joy and during the day you always ask yourself what else can I do for myself, right? But do
Yes.
you have, the thing is that I think the most important and most difficult thing is that to change these habits, to start, because many people, even if they decide, okay, now I would like to create new habits, to create my new routine, which consists of all the things I love, which make me happy, but I don't know where to start. Okay, I asked myself, who am I? What I would like to have. However, this the very first step is so hard. What do you say? How to start? How to convince yourself with these little steps? Where to start?
Where to start and when to start? I think it's easiest to start really early morning when getting up, because then, how should I say, you might not be fully awake yet. So your habits are also still a bit asleep, which is the perfect point in time to start to introduce new habits as well. And you usually need 4 weeks, 30 days to implement new routines and new habit. So consistency is key. So for example, get up in the morning and first thing try to not try, but first thing to implement is don't look at your phone already when getting up. So give yourself half hour in the morning, a conscious half hour, do whatever you like, but don't touch your phone.
Or other
So
devices, right? Or social media.
yeah. So no social media. So no no downloading already external influences, external information, but use half an hour just for yourself. Find out how you feel, think whatever you like, have a coffee, go for a walk. But yeah, don't use social media. Don't put yourself into danger to already get upset about something's happening on the outside.
You know what helps me? I did it for several years. Now I do other exercise, but what really helped me in the morning when I woke up, I do my coffee and I write one page, gratitude page for what I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this. It's actually a very good exercise to notice how many things you already have and
Yes.
you
So
can be
yeah,
grateful for them, right? So
yeah,
people always, not always, but often take everything for granted, but actually it's not. And when you realize how much you have, and you actually, just because the basics, as you said before, your basics are covered, and it's actually not for everyone a normal thing. And
yeah,
to be grateful for this, to have the opportunity to have enough food, water, as you said, this is also all these things we have to be grateful for. And this, what I notice also when I every day write for what I'm grateful, first of all, I start notice these things while the day in different situations. And even if it's not a nice situation, I still think, okay, lesson learned, thank you. That was the lesson I might need it. I don't know why, but I need it, might need it right now. Thank you. I learned a lot. And I think it also helps to switch the focus to good things, to be
yes,
grateful about small things. And I also read that one research, neuroscience research, that when you thank, when you're grateful for things, for small things, it helps you on an chemical level to get more serotonin, more this happiness, joy hormones. So that could be also a good start of the day, just to open the window, have some, fresh air, breathe in and out, and be grateful for that. You're healthy, you have your, you can create your life.
yes. And this kind of journaling, as you said, just a page in the morning, you can complete this by doing a page in the evening, just thinking about the day that lies just behind you and writing down 3 or 5 bullet points. What did you enjoy in the day? So 5 good days on the day, which also should make you sleep better, because a good sleep is also very important for everything happening in the body and in the mind. So if you have a good night's sleep, it helps. And another topic, of course, is also food and drinks. And so the healthier you live, the healthier your body and mind feel, the easier it is also to feel joy. I think people if we have an experience in hangover, thanks or due to alcohol at some point, in such a state, it's rather difficult to feel joyful. So that's another small thing to pay attention to.
But you just mentioned the food. What do you mean? What kind of food?
If you only eat greasy food like French fries, lots of ketchup and mayonnaise on top, complementing the whole thing with a beer, you can do this, of course, but you should do this not very often. So I'm fully against forbidding food items or something like this, but then again, it's about awareness. So be aware that your body actually appreciates some healthy food, such as fruits or vegetables or whatever. Um, it's really there again. Pay attention to what you put into your body, be it in the be it the food thing you put into yourself, but also mental things like thoughts from outside, what other people say. So just be aware what you need, what your body needs, what your mind needs, and yeah, act accordingly.
Hmm. So basically, listen to yourself, to your inner voice. Listen what your mental and physical body needs, and or try to figure out, at least if you don't know, if you don't hear yourself well. I think many people have the trouble to hear
That's the
themselves.
first thing indeed. Find your inner voice first, because everybody has the inner voice. It might have been lost somewhere inside with everything that has been put on you from the outside, society expectations, family expectations, whatever. You started out functioning in this world, so your inner voice just might have been lost somewhere. Find it again. Even that is a process and a journey. And it's actually interesting.
Very interesting. And then I've been working on it, I think, for 6 or 7 years, and I figure out actually how many limiting beliefs I've got from my family. I didn't know. I thought, like, okay, this is not from me. I've heard it from, I know from whom I heard this sentence. This is not mine.
Yes, limiting beliefs are big a big part of the whole process.
Yeah, as you said before at the beginning, like everyone, the family members, and you, everyone has the good same life, and people expect that it's just continue for generations. However, we are living in a time of big changes, so it won't be.
Yes,
Mhm. And that's why the task is to figure out our individual joy and follow it and love yourself, right? Because I think it also has
yes,
something to do with self-love, listening to yourself. As you said before, ask yourself, oh, what do I need right now, not what do other people expect from me.
yes,
With self-love, love is it's also a big topic.
yes. The whole thing of being enough. You are enough as you are. So throughout your life, many people might have told you, you are too much, you are not enough, you are not good enough, you're whatever. But this is also rather a reflection of those people
Mhm.
rather than on yourself. So actually, you are enough the way as you are, and trust yourself. And again, be aware of yourself and your inner voice.
Yeah. So, for the end, what would you give the audience with?
Well, go on this journey to live life to the fullest. It all starts with the awareness and with the permission you give yourself. So trust yourself to be good enough, to be worthy, and find the inner voice within you. It is there. It might take some time to find it and to listen to it. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, but it's a journey and it's actually worth it. So, yeah, go for it. I've done this journey and I actually still am on this journey and can tell you go for it. It's worth it and it makes life so much more interesting and more joyful at the end of the day.
Yeah, so much potential to discover. So take your time, allow yourself to learn more about yourself and love yourself. Thank you so much for joining me today. And for those one who listened and watched this podcast, subscribe to my channel, share this podcast, comment. We are always happy to hear from you and your thoughts about your routines or your skills, your tools, how you create the happiness and joy in your life. Ute, thank you very much. It was so interesting as usual.
Thank you, Ekaterina.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.